as promised, I'm doing a video on the Minitruck today. So we are going to start ripping all the old air system out of this thing. Reese is going to help me with it, so we're going to take the truck over to his when this flips around. Thank God he lives just around the corner from me. So might be asking yourself, why the fuck are we ripping the air system out of a working truck? So it works barely, not as efficiently as it should. So it's ran off one compressor, it leaks, it has individual valves. So all the problems with that are, wait for this camera to come back around, fuck me, is obviously you don't want air leaks. So the bags slowly drop in pressure, which means the truck will slowly come down. It takes for like ages to leak out of a bag, but it's like sometimes I want to park it aired up so I can just drive it in the morning. So we're going to change all the fittings and lines. Issue number 2, the one compressor. So most people in like bagged cars, like stance cars and whatever, they'll run off one compressor because they're not changing their height when they drive. They air it down when they park it and they air it back up when they drive it, and that's it. Mini trucks, you want to be able to play with the height while you're driving, drop it, drag it, lift it back up. One compressor is not efficient enough for that. So when I start my truck up in the morning and I want to go drive it, it takes about 10 minutes, if not more, to build up enough pressure in the tank to actually air it up to ride height, which is just not it. So it's the same as if I'm driving it and I want to air it down. Say I come up to like a big like pothole or a dip, want to air it back up. Sometimes it just doesn't have enough air in the tank to air it back up. So we're changing over to a twin compressor setup, as you got here. And then third major problem is the individual valves. Now there's nothing really wrong with individual valves. They're pretty old, pretty outdated, but one Reese said has a sticking valve. So what that means, the valve stays open, letting constant air into like one bag, and one side kind of like airs up on an angle, or if you leave it idling long enough, it will just air itself up. Don't want that either. You want to be able to have complete control over how much pressure are in the bags of the truck. So we're changing to a valve block, which is this. It's electronically controlled, same as individual valves, but instead of each individual valve having its own line, it all goes into this one valve block. Just makes life easier, less of a headache to deal with. It's just overall easier. But today, mainly just going to be ripping all the old shit out. That's what we're going to try and get done today. That's what we're aiming for. We're taking the tub off. Everything's coming out. Tank, valves, lines, compressors, the whole nine. So that's what we're going to try and do today. So I'm going to try and film as much as I possibly can. Sorry for the yap on the intro, but I'm trying to explain it as best as I can so you're not looking at the video thinking what the fuck is going on. So that is tank pressure. You can read that. It says 120. So I parked it last night with 140 in the tank. It's leaked, 160 in the tank, so it's leaked 40 psi since being parked overnight, which is quite a bit. It should hold all its pressure. Now, as you can see, when I move this camera, one compressor, not ideal. If I lift this up, these are all your individual valves, so I'll change it. It also just looks messy, it just looks ratty. So we're changing those out to a valve block. The second compressor should be over there, but all in all, I can't complain. I got this truck for an insane deal, but it needed to be changed. Thank God for Reese. He knew exactly what I needed. He's been doing this shit for fucking longer than I've been alive. And he helped me spec out everything I need to buy, like to get for the truck in terms of air gear and really anything else. So I'm gonna take it to his now and get stuck into it. Right, so we're at Reese's. Tub is off. Tub is officially off. Tub's over here, as you can see. Pretty bare bones. The plates are finally fitting. But yeah. So we got the tub off and just gave it a clean, and we're thinking about where we're gonna start attacking things, taking all this wiring out, pissing it off. Like I said, all these individual valves are going. all this wiring, it's going, all the air lines are going, all the fittings are going, everything's going. So yeah, for now we're just gonna rip everything that doesn't need to be in there out, and everything that does need to be there, it's also getting ripped out. We're just gonna rerun it. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like looking at it with the tub off, it's less, what's the word? Less intimidating. So Reese is obviously the man behind all this. He's gonna pretty much lay it all out, plan it, and I'm just gonna help because I don't know jack shit about what we're doing. So yeah, I'm keen to get stuck into it. So this video will spread across a few days because obviously Reese has a life. He has, you know, a kid. He works, rah rah. Whereas me, I don't have all that. So it's going to be a span across a few days, this video, where fingers crossed having it done by Saturday, which isn't like an unreasonable deadline considering it's not a big job. So we're now up to the part where we're ripping out the whole rat's nest of airline and wiring, all out of the fittings, and labelled which line goes to which bag for the gauges. As for the actual airlines, they're actually getting replaced from the valve block to bag. Sorry, individual valves, not even a block. But yeah, we're up to, it's been like a 10-minute segment in between, so not much really happened. Just talking about how we're going to tackle it. So I'll put this down and I'll get to work. Back for day 2 and film as much as I wanted to yesterday. Sorry, there's like an Ecotech VS going past me. Didn't film as much as I wanted to because, like I said, just getting the camera out when you're trying to work, and like while Reese is trying to show me stuff and teach me things, it's kind of hard. I feel like I'm being disrespectful as soon as I get the fucking camera out and like he's trying to show me something, I'm like filming, whatever. I know he doesn't care. I know he's gonna watch this video and be like, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, it's just me. Anyways, so it is 10:30 this morning on a parts run. Me and Reese figured out a whole list of what we need. Most of it consists of wiring. So we are ripping all the old shit out. Anything that we don't need, it's fucking going. It needs to go. It's a whole rat's nest. There's a bunch of shit that doesn't need to be there that's drawing power off the battery. Rah rah. So we have my valve block harness. And then we have my switch box harness. So obviously the two need to meet each other. This goes from the valve block to the switch box. This is what controls your bags, pretty much. So I need to run a new harness because we're taking the old one out, cutting it up. We don't fucking need it because they all got individual valves. And it's way less wiring. I think you got 2 wires per valve. And there's, how many valves are there? I think there's 8 valves, whereas these ones are 1 wire per valve, so you're pretty much cutting all the wiring in half. So we're doing that, getting a bunch of like loom tube, so like just black stuff to put the looms in and run it differently, getting cans of paint to paint the chassis and the forelink and all that, chassis and the rest of it be getting painted black. The forelink bars are getting painted purple because I want to paint the truck purple in the future. So we'll do that this morning. We'll get everything I need, and then we'll fuck off back to the shed, and we'll get stuck into cleaning it. And back here with the Minitruck. So what I reckon I'll do first is clean this cab. It needs a vacuum. It's just messy. The seats are out of it, so might as well. I might attempt to pull up the carpet, because I'm assuming Reese wants to chase any more wiring, so I might do that and clean underneath it. But like, it's just fucking messy. Like, obviously whoever owned this before me had a dog. So vacuum that out. Chase a bit of this, unwrap all this shit. See if there's anything we don't need in there, like old harnesses and whatnot. What else? If I get to it before Reese gets home, I'll cut like these exhaust hangers off that don't need. This here, don't need it, and get cut off. All the rest of it. I bought paint. I'm gonna paint the chassis again, all matte black, and then the forelink arms, and then the tank I'm gonna be painting purple. Got my bag of goodies here, along with all the wiring stuff that I need. And that is the purple. I'm gonna be painting the four link and the tank. So we'll get into that now. I'll set this camera down. We'll start vacuuming and pulling apart the inside of the cab and clean it out. Cab is all vacuumed. I know it still looks filthy, but it was much better than what it was. So next thing I'll jump on to doing is I'll unravel all of this shit, untangle it, and leave it spread out, and then Reese will obviously just let me know what's staying and what's going. So get onto that next.
So long, I'm dying to live in a world that don't belong. I can't wait.
If you're one of these people that instead of fixing the wiring harness, you add more to it to sort the issue, I hate you. Stop adding to your wiring harness and start tearing off it that you don't need. And you want to end up like this with meters of conduit, electrical tape, and just wiring that doesn't do anything. So here's all the XX shit we pulled out. Those are all the individual valve wiring. Just all this shit, like a loose air line that didn't go to anything. This is all the wiring from valves to switch box, which we won't need because we're making a new harness for it. And then we're left with these. So I'm changing the air lines to the bags, but we're keeping the air lines from the valves to the gauges because realistically you don't need to change them. They only go to gauges, they're not that important. So yeah, we're left with that. If you guys saw what was coming out of here, like it was just disgusting. Now we're down to five airlines, one for each bag, so 4 there, and then 1 for the tank pressure. And then we'll run the harness for the valve block out of this, much neater, in a loom tube that's black, and we'll get a grommet for the back of the firewall here. I'll go ahead, I'll take these wheels off so it's just easier to work on. And then we'll move on to, oh, camera's playing fucking silly buggers with me. And we'll move on to something else.
Be alone, and the tears I cried, I've washed away all the scars of my disguise. I can't wait for someone to hear me and wait for someone to touch me and wait for effort to be done. Yeah, forever.
Fuck me, bro. Not good. I now owe Reese a new adapter. That snapped pretty easily. So I couldn't get the front wheels off. Got the rear wheels off. Obviously need someone here on the brake. Yes, I tried the whole leverage off the wheel spinning. They are that tight, they're not coming off. Even tried to get like another bar on the other side to compensate for the leverage I was putting on it. Yeah, but couldn't get it off. So I'm just, instead of trying and waste my half day on it, I'll just leave the rear wheels off now and wait for Reese to get back. Now I'm probably just gonna give these lines a wipe because they're pretty fucking rank and filth. And then I'll get to cutting the shit off the 4-link setup and whatnot, like just hangers like this and that exhaust hanger over there. It can go. That's done. Probably go over it with a floppy disk. Probably go over it with a floppy disk and just clean up like obviously the existing weld on that one too. My least favorite part about working in someone else's shed with someone else's tools is you don't know what jack shit is. like whatsoever. And you have to open like 30 million fucking drawers to find one thing, or to not find it, and then have to call the person who owns the fucking shed. Forever grateful that Reese has let me do this here. I could have done it at my workshop, but that's not very feasible for Reese. It's just easier for him to help me at his house. So now I've got to figure out where the tool is to detach the wheel. I mean, I could possibly unlock it with my hands. Yep, never mind. Got it with my hands. I'm just that good. That is bare as James Owen's head. You know James, that motherfucker bold as hell. Right, well, that's cut off. That's cut off. It's all grinded back smooth. So I think if go up for time, I'll get to paint this chassis tomorrow. Like I said, whole chassis going matte black. And then 4-link bars, which these are your 4-link bars. These will go purple. And then the air tank is going purple too. There's a plan on painting the whole truck purple at some stage in its life. But just for now, just to get this looking tidy, I'll do that. And I also want to change the false floor out of it. So this is what covers all the shit in the tub. I want to change that. I don't like marine carpet. It looks like shit. It looks cheap. And it looks like it was done in 2007, which the truck was actually built. And the actual false floor itself, like all this raised flooring, that'll get changed and done another time. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull this compressor. Don't need it anymore, it's getting fucked off. Pull all these valves off the tank. Don't need it anymore, got a valve block. Then once the valves are off the tank, pull the tank. Thanks to Reese and the boys at Max Garage, Reese was able to get me 2 of the compressor brackets. We looked at standard shipping. They didn't have an option for express. So Reese is friends with the boys at Max Garage. He said, yep, we can do express for you. They actually arrived today. So Reese is going to mock those up. Fuck this one off and put another one identical, symmetrical on this side. So I can run 2 compressors, obviously. And then obviously when Reese gets back, he's going to have a look at that. And I think we're going to try and tackle the wiring together and make a new harness for that switch box. Alright, Smoko. Reese is going to watch this video and fucking laugh because I didn't have any of his pizza last night because I told him I was on this fucking diet and I lost like 11 kilos in like the last 6 months. And here I am eating Macca's. But to be fair, it's only a chicken and cheese and it's a drink. That's literally it. I'm fucking starving. And I can't be fucked locking up the shed, driving like 2 minutes down the road to my house to cook something to eat. So, yeah. Now I'm going to turn into an iPad kid. I'm assuming I'm going to have to take the tank out to then loosen it out like so. The whole thing. But obviously I can't do that with the tank pushed up against this cross member here. So what I'll do is I'll get the 4 bolts underneath it, take the tank out, and then take the valves off.
I'm not waiting here this time. I can't wait for someone to hear me and wait for someone to touch me and wait for heaven to be done. I'm forever alone. I can't wait for someone to feel me and wait for someone to heal me and wait for heaven to be done. I'm forever alone.
Alright, since I've done pretty much everything really major that I need to do without Reese's help, I'm not going to touch wiring. I'm not an auto elechy. I'm pretty good with wiring, I will give myself that. However, I've never touched fucking bag wiring in my life, so I'm not going to go start chopping shit up now and have the car turn on fire, or catch on fire when I go to start it because I did the wiring. So Reese is well versed in the whole valve wiring, fucking switch box wiring, etc. Like I said, he's doing this since before I was alive. He's not that old though, alright? I'm just young. I'm 22 years old. Young. Anyways, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start prepping the air tank and the rest of the chassis for paint. Hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed get that tomorrow. I'm heaps excited for that because it looks so fucking ratty. There's surface rust everywhere. Just looks shit. And I would really like to have pull the false floor off and be somewhat proud of how it looks underneath. So that's half the reason why we're doing this. Obviously 90% of the reason is because we want it to drive well. We want it to air up and air down like it should, but also it tidies everything up. So I'm going to start sanding the tank. I'm going to start hand sanding it because I hate myself, and if I hate myself too much, I'm going to use Reese's orbital sander to go over it probably quicker. But yeah, as you can see, this tank has seen much better days, along with the chassis too. Like the chassis just like all this sort of shit. A little bit of paint goes a long way. As the welders say, a grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. That will be me soon when I figure out how to use my new uni MIG. That'll be a fun one. I am still sanding, not even a fraction of the way through. So this is going to be fun, but it's all going to be worth it when the paint on this isn't fucked. Yeah, this looks ratty as hell, but I'm going to continue to sand until Reese gets here, and then he can tell me whether I've done a good job or not. There's a fun fact, Reese is a painter by trade. He paints all the kits for my Sylvias, any paint jobs, automotive I need done. He does it. He is the man.
Yeah, breaking that, bro.
Got the...
This ain't fuel tank sitting here, is it?
I don't think so. Yeah, I forgot to mention the fuel tank's there. Got the bag mounts. Reese has welded them in to the side of the frame now. I'm still roughing the whole chassis up to get painted tomorrow. Cut off the old compressor mount. That shit was like welded on. And then Reese just took half my chassis rail. A day 3 with the Minitruck. I didn't film the last half of yesterday, was my SD card was full, so I got that all cleared out. Now today, we are painting the chassis. I got most of it decently sanded. It just needs to be roughed up. It doesn't need to be perfect. The link arms, 4 link arms are going purple. And then the air tank's gone purple. Reese, after I left, did this. I've always wanted to do this on something. I completely forgot what it's called. But practically what you do is you obviously sand your metal raw, and then like you get, I'm assuming, sandpaper or like a Scotch-Brite pad. Yeah, like this, and just twist it in circles. Heaps common on like old drag cars, like gases. They do it with the gold leaf, and yeah. Anyways, I think it's sick. He said I can like go back over it with an orbital and try and do it. He just quickly did it, see how it turned out. I like it. I fuck with it. But yeah. So obviously, last you saw, these brackets got welded up. ran into a small issue. The fittings we ordered were the wrong fittings for the valve block. So the valve block I have is a knockoff AccuAir valve block. Oh, kill me now, it's a rep. Sorry, I don't want to pay $800 fucking for a valve block. Fuck rep wheels, but like this is the same fucking thing. Anyways, we were under the assumption because it's identical to an AccuAir one that the fitting size would be the same, which is 3/8, I think it is. Or, yeah, 3/8. Maybe not, I can't remember. Anyways, all the fittings we bought, pretty much all of them, wrong fittings, won't fit. So we bought all the correct size fittings last night and worked out what we needed. When they get here, I don't know. So this might get pushed back. Reese is going riding today, so he won't be here. But he doesn't need to be here. I mean, I can rattle can this myself. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get this all ready for paint, pull the 4-link arms out, probably rough up a few other things so it doesn't look too ratty. And then once it's painted, I think come Friday afternoon or Saturday, we're going to do the wiring. So pretty much have everything done by the time the fittings get here, and then we just smash the fittings in and hopefully be done. But regardless, it will be done before ECC, which is the East Coast Cruise. Huge Minitruck show, whatever, I'll make a video on that too. Couldn't find an 18mm, so I'm going to try with a shorty and a adjustable wrench. We'll see how this goes, see if I have any luck. Alright, now it's broken off. Let's get the adjustable end, the ratcheting end on this spanner. And that's tightening it. Well, after some persuasion, these are ready to come out. So let's give, nope, that one's in there. Ready? Grab a little pry bar. Give it a few tugs. That should come out. Pry bar under there. Should probably put a jack stand under the pinion. Lol. Alright, there's no jack stand under the pinion, so the diff won't just fall on its face. I do have stands under the diff. Completely forgot that the diff would fall flat. There we go. I'll definitely sand the sides down on the chassis with a 4-link bar. Obviously not going to sand the sides down on the actual 4-link bar or the 4-link itself because it's a bushing, so. Alright, I did not film it, but I've got the 4-link arms in primer. They're looking pretty good. Obviously, like if you get heaps close, I don't know if you can see it. That won't focus, but there's pitting. As expected, I would ask 4-link arms, but I got it in primer. Then what I'll do is I'll put a silver coat of paint as a base, just so the purple pops a bit more, because if you paint this on a darker colour, almost becomes translucent. You don't really see much of the purple, but wait for this to dry, give it 10 minutes and then hit it with the silver coat.
He says he's got nothing left to live for, and this time I think you'll know you're not alone. There is more to.
I'm not a painter, right? So forgive me if there's a few runs and like average looking spots, but not bad for a rattle can job. Obviously they're not staying this colour, they are going purple. Okay, so the first coat is done. Now it looks a bit silver still, but obviously I want to do this in coats, not in just one go, because I don't want it to have any runs in it. So, alright, so I've got the air tank all hung up. I want to try something that Reese thought I might like, which is like a marbling effect. So, get that in primer, spray black down. Then once the silver's down and it's still wet, dab this over it, and then spray purple over it, and it sort of gives it like a marble effect. And I know what he's talking about. I've seen it done before, and it'd be cool to try out, especially in the air tank.
She's just like him, spoiled, rotten, confused by the lies.
Now, this is the tank done. It's all in primer. Now these will probably be dry, I'll give it another coat of purple. Got the second coat on the link arms. Fuck, it's a really nice colour. I really do like the colour. Now we're going to move on to the tank. Going to paint it black. And after it's black, lay the silver down, do a marble effect. I reckon I'll turn the camera back on, film me doing the marble effect. And then after that, I'll turn the camera on for when these get their last coat, and that gets its last coat. Got started on the tank. It's like the second coat I put on it. And I just put the final coats on the link arms. I didn't film it. But yeah, you obviously get the idea. I was going to film every coat. It's the same thing over and over again, but they look good. I'll let them dry. If anyone's wondering what colour it is purple anodized from Repco. It's a duplicate colour one. It's like $35 a can, but it's alright. It's pretty fucking good, I will not lie. Obviously, if you want it to turn out more on like the magenta side, I guess, you gotta spray it over silver or like a lighter base. Or if you did it over black, that'd turn out darker. If that's what you want, well then, yeah, sure, go ahead. Alright, almost done with the tank. I did rest it on the back of the truck and it dropped and that, but it's alright. I really like this fucking colour. The link arms, I sat over there, but now I'm going to get stuck into painting this chassis. Ignore my masking job, alright? Like I said, I'm not a painter. Tried my best, it's all covered. Alright, that's all that matters. So anyways, pretty much everything you see here that's metal is getting sprayed black again.
She's been fed, and she's searching for no one. Her eyes turn to green, and she seems to be happy that she is happy.
Alright, well, that's the frame painted. Don't judge it, alright? It was a blast over job. It wasn't supposed to be anything pretty or special. It was supposed to obviously make it look a bit nicer and just cover up some surface rust. Obviously, I sanded back the part that had surface rust until it was pretty much bare and primed it. But all of the other shit, it's just a blast over job, as you can see. Absolutely zero preparation work except for some Scotch-Brite. But I mean, it looked better. It looks better than what it is. Ignore my fuel tank mask job. I've already said that, but like. And then I'll probably put some more coats on this. Just because it is lighter in some areas. You can't really see it in the camera. But yeah, I mean, like around these on the bottom end, they're still sort of silver. So we'll go over those a bit. The four-link arms are done. Like they're just chilling over here. I'm super stoked on how they came out. It'll be nice to put some colour into the back of this. Day 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 back here. After painting everything, I'm gonna dummy mount everything. Pretty much get it ready. I don't know if you can hear that on camera. Reese farting in the background. Get it ready for when the fittings get here. Should be good to go. Now we're just fighting getting these 4-link arms in. Because we're assuming someone put the wrong bushings in these beforehand. We're not changing them, so taking the fittings out of the front bags and the lines. I am filming.
Sorry.
You interrupted me.
You gonna start again?
Interrupting cow.
Are you starting again?
No, I'm still filming. Still going.
Fuck you, white boy.
That one is out with the help of Reese, of course, because I'm useless. Kind enough to lend me new ones for the rear. 4 links in. Reese is tidying up the valve lock under the tank. Looks so much better than individual valves. So, been running airline. Oh. Alright. My camera wants to fucking, Been running airline. All the new stuff. Just ran it under the car. Gonna make it neater than what it was before. So, I run this side. Followed the frame rail, brake and fuel lines. All the way to obviously the front mag here. New lines, same fittings. We just put some more thread sealant on it. And yeah, Reese finished the valve block, so now we're just waiting for fittings from Air Ride to rock up. So valve block's all mounted. He's got an idea of where he wants everything. And then he's now starting on the wiring for the compressors. And then once he's finished that, we'll get to the wiring in the switch box inside, but just cut the earth off short, strap it to the frame here. I'm trying to spit out my words. And once that's done, tidy everything up, get the airline sorted, get everything mocked up pretty much, ready to go when the fittings do get here. I'm going to go back over the tank with an orbital sander to get it a bit flatter, a bit smoother, and then do this pattern again. So I really fuck with this. I really like this. I'm super stoked, however, with the colour I picked for the 4-link arms and the tank. I mean, the paint's not great, mind you. My first time painting, or trying to paint properly with a rattle can. I wouldn't say it's too bad. There's not many runs. It's just patchy in some places. We are back again. I look a bit different. I shaved the chin for Movember. I know you're supposed to shave your whole face, but there was no chance in hell I was doing that. So yeah, I got the little starch going on. I'm a big advocate for men's mental health, so I thought I'd do it again this year. Reese got all the airlines done. Pretty much everything else was done by Reese since I last filmed the video. That's the gauge line ran through the cab. And then all the gauge line is under the carpet, all the wiring's under the carpet. So I didn't actually show a video before about how it was ran. It came out of this grommet and it just sat on top of the carpet. Bunch of wires, bunch of airline. It looked like shit. Yeah, shit ton of cable ties. Just a mess. Someone was very lazy. But we're not far off. Switch box works now. There's just two. What was it? Two?
Yeah.
Two that were like back to front.
Wiring diagram's different from accurate ABS. I didn't check that properly, but easy fix.
That's fine. The switch box works.
That's the main thing.
Thanks to Reese. I would have fucked it up royally. Right. Works. Got power. So you got all the gauges wired up, just mocked up.
About 175.
But switch box obviously is wrong again. I'm just filming.
So yeah, when it gets down to that line there, when it's cut off. That hasn't moved? No. Cool.
No.
It's just a dicky gauge.
Much quicker airing up than it was before, which is what we wanted. So yeah, need to fix the harness on that again. I didn't film it. We was all fighting it for hours, scratching our heads. I think we were on it for 3 hours. Figured out how the valve lock wiring went to the switch box wiring, because this is an AccuAir rep. It's not a genuine AccuAir valve lock. And then obviously you have to correspond the switches. It was confusing. Like you hit front right switch and the rear left would go up and all sorts of things, but finally got it figured out. So now I'm going to start piecing the interior back together, tidying it all up. Hell yeah. It is day I don't even want to fucking know anymore of working on this thing. Last night we thought we had it done until it melted a fuse. Ow. Fucking bonnet.
Yeah, I did my head on your fucking feet.
Yeah. It's not that one, is it? There's a good chance it's that one.
You got two the same.
Yeah, some absolute junk monkey ran.
Nah, that won't be off your alternator, wouldn't it?
Oh, actually, yeah.
They're both the same
That's
size.
why I put it there. Some absolute fucking idiot ran amp wiring to power the whole car. Run amp wiring off the battery, amp wiring off the alternator, order the fuse box inside. And it had an amp fuse between the fuse box and the battery. Fuck knows why, but it also melted it. So we left it last night and we're putting rated cable in it that's meant for this. And then we get the tub on and then it's gone. And then it's out of Reese's shed. It's been like a long 2 weeks, I feel. Got the new cable ran, interior's all back together. It's kind of ratty because someone's fingered with shit before, but all the new wiring cable, I'll tie that up and pull the slack out of it. Cut my thumb. Reese's son Riley gave me a Minions band-aid. Shout out Riley. But yeah, so it's all done. I'll just put the tub on, the tailor harness back on, and it's done. I can leave. That is it for the redoing the air system on my Minitruck series. It's all done now. Tub floor's back on. Like, look, it looks already. All that shit. Obviously, we didn't have time to redo the tub floor, all the tub sides, or anything like that. But that will be done in the future. For now, air system all works. It runs. It does what it needs to. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it back to mine. It's got a few intermittent like fuel misfiring issues. I could figure it out. I just can't be fucked. What would take me maybe like a few days to diagnose would probably take my friend like 5 minutes because he's a light vehicle mechanic. So I do work my own cars. I could probably figure it out. I just can't be fucked. I can't be asked for this car, so I'm going to get my mate to diagnose it and I'll probably fix it. The exhaust needs to be retucked under the rails so I can drag it. As you can see there, the exhaust right there is well below the rails, so when I air it down to drag it, I'm dragging exhaust too, which isn't what you want. But that's it for this video today, guys. Next one will be me taking this Minitruck to ECC. So if you got anything else you want to see on this Minitruck, my Sylvias, etc., let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe.